You're 15, bare-skinned, sprawled across a slab of stone so cold it feels like ice pressed against your spine. The room smells of wax, wine, and oil, too much oil. Your body glistens under the flicker of torchlight, a silent offering to the gods that no one really believes in anymore. The flames crackle from a copper brazier tucked into a shadowy corner, but it doesn't warm you. It just dances, throwing silhouettes of gods and men onto the walls. Men who called themselves masters of virtue, who carved marble to look like heroes, who whispered of democracy while owning the flesh of others. Above, footsteps drift over marble floors. Voices swirl in laughter, discussing honor, truth, philosophy. The air up there is thick with wine and self-importance. Down here, you're nothing but a curved figure in a perfect pose. Chin raised just enough to be desirable, eyes lowered just enough to be safe. The door creaks open. Not yet, just a servant girl, no older than you, holding a bowl of warm, scented water. She never looks you in the eye. She never has. Maybe she used to, when you were new, before she learned the rules. You both know them now. If you acknowledge the personhood in the other, this whole place falls apart. Critias bought you 6 weeks ago. Paid a fortune, a number you can't pronounce. Not for your talent, not for your strength. He said it was your eyes. Said they caught the firelight like a god. He said a lot of things, all while his ringed hand gripped your chin, lifting your face as if to inspect a vase. You don't speak much now. You've learned that quiet is safer, that stillness gets praised, that if you become a statue, you might last longer. Statues don't bleed. Statues don't scream. Above you, someone recites a line from Homer. Another laughs and corrects him. They're drinking from cups encrusted with gold. Some of those men may be in future history books. They'll be remembered for their thoughts on truth, balance, justice. None of them will be remembered for tonight. Your education started the night you arrived. You were bathed, oiled, instructed to walk a certain way, stand a certain way, breathe in time with the music. They made you smell like roses, but you always smell blood underneath. Critias isn't just a philosopher. He runs a house of faces, young ones, boys and girls, sometimes not even that. He curates beauty the way a librarian organizes scrolls, by shape, color, rarity. He makes selections for his guests, pairs them like wine with meat. You were told to never speak unless spoken to smile, but not too much, to look interested, but never too intelligent, never cry, never laugh, never love anyone else in this place. Friendships? Dangerous. He separates those who get too close. Emotional connection makes obedience harder to enforce. You've seen boys vanish overnight, replaced by others who don't yet know how to survive. Some break in days. Others develop charm, become favorites. But being favorite means being requested. And being requested means being used. Some men who come here quote Plato while touching you. One of them told you that beauty inspires the soul, that the body is a doorway to higher thought. He said it while untying his belt. You learn to disappear without moving, to focus on the flicker of torchlight, to escape inside your mind to a place that doesn't exist anymore. A field, a tree, your mother's singing voice, whatever still feels real. Tonight, Critias has guests again. Big names. Politicians, military men, thinkers. Men who shape laws by day and shred bodies by night. The most powerful among them is a man named Callicrates. You've seen him before. You've heard what he likes. His eyes are cold. His voice is gentle. He quotes philosophers while causing pain. Last time he asked for the one with the dark hair and sharp shoulders. That was you. Your stomach hurts, but you smile. You've practiced it, the smile that says, I'm here to please, even when you're screaming inside. When he enters, the room goes silent. Even the torches seem to pause. His cloak is purple, dyed with insects that cost more than most families earn in years. A jewel on his brooch catches the light. He smells like spice and power. Prepared? He asks. As requested, Critias replies. Your name is never said. Just the boy or the piece or the entertainment. Callicrates circles you, slowly, like admiring a sculpture. His hand brushes your shoulder, then lower. He talks about a poem while exploring your body. He says, the lack of consent is essential to true understanding. Those words will stay with you forever. When it's over, you're not sure how much time has passed. It could be an hour. It could be a lifetime. He dresses again, discussing governance. He sips wine while you bleed. He leaves without a backward glance. You clean yourself with a cloth that used to be white. It never comes clean. In the days that follow, you are requested more frequently. Men praise your behavior, your appeal. You become known for being obedient, for being silent, for being empty. Some nights, you watch new boys arrive, still naive enough to flinch. You teach them how to breathe through pain, how to fake compliance, how to survive long enough to forget who they were. One night, a boy dies. He didn't fight. He just stopped moving, stopped eating. They buried him without a name. Another boy learns to smile through anything. They call him a prodigy. The city above you celebrates its glory. They build temples. They write philosophy. They sing of wisdom. But they don't sing for you. No one will remember you. No one carved your face into marble. Your mother once told you that the world was good. You don't believe that anymore. You believe in survival, in stillness, in silence. You believe that if you make yourself small enough, you might not feel anything at all. And sometimes, that's enough to get through one more night. You hear footsteps again, a new guest, a new request, a new act in this theater of ruin. You close your eyes and try to remember your mother's face. You're a favorite now. You hate that word. It means more eyes, more hands, more conversations where you're not allowed to speak. It means being chosen before you even wake up. It means your name written on parchments next to plum wine and grilled quail. Favorites don't get days off. Favorites don't get to hide in the back. Favorites aren't allowed to age. You've seen what happens to the older ones. The ones who slow down. The ones whose shoulders broaden. The ones who lose that youthful glow. They disappear. No one talks about where they go. Maybe sold. Maybe dumped. Maybe buried in silence. So you smile. You stay soft. You learn how to make your cheeks look fuller, your voice higher, your body smaller. You eat less. You sleep less. You survive. Critias praises you publicly, calls you a work of art. You want to spit when he says it, but your mouth just curves up in gratitude. That's what they like, obedient gratitude. Like you should thank them for the privilege of being consumed. One night, during a banquet, a visiting statesman says, "These boys are fortunate to be educated in such refined tastes." Then he pulls you into his lap and laughs. The other men nod. They raise their cups. You hold your breath. There's a girl in the kitchens who watches you sometimes. She never speaks, but she watches. You catch her eyes when you pass. Sometimes she looks sad. Sometimes she looks empty. One day, she disappears too. Maybe that's how it works here. People fade. People vanish. Only the stone walls stay the same. The walls, and the torches, and the gods who never listen. They say Athens is the center of the world. A city of wisdom. A place of progress. And maybe it is, for the men who write the laws, who build the temples, who stand in the sunlight. But you? You live in the shadows beneath their feet. They say freedom is sacred here. But freedom has a price tag, and you couldn't afford it. Sometimes you dream of escape, of running far enough to breathe different air. But you don't know where away is. You were bought young. You don't remember maps, or distances, or names. You remember rain, the sound it made on leaves. A song your mother used to hum when you couldn't sleep. Her hand on your hair. Everything else is gone. Now your days are measured in schedules, in cents, in who is coming, in who is touching. Some nights, the men drink too much. They forget to pretend to be gentle. They forget to speak in verse. They become exactly what they are, animals in tunics. One night, a man breaks your rib. He doesn't notice. He doesn't care. He quotes an essay on merit while doing it. You don't cry. Tears don't fix bones. Critias makes you rest for a week, but not too long. Assets lose value when unused, he says. You become well-behaved, pleasant, reliable. Those words follow you like a chain. You start training the new ones. You teach them what to say, what not to say, how to smile just enough, how to avoid the men who like to hear screams. You hate that you've become this, a guide through the fire, but it's better than watching them get burned. One boy looks at you with tears in his eyes. Will it hurt? You don't lie. Yes, you say, but you can learn to float above it. A week later, he stops speaking. Callicrates returns. His cloak is darker now. His hair is grayer, but his smile is the same. Hungry, calculated. He remembers your name this time. He whispers it like a secret, like a song, like he owns it. You stay still. You follow the script. But something's different. You don't feel scared. You don't feel angry. You don't feel at all. And that terrifies you. Because once you feel nothing, you're no longer alive. You're just a body, a tool, a ghost with skin. And maybe that's the final stage. Maybe that's what survival looks like here. They tell stories about heroes who fought for freedom, who stood against empires, who died for principles. No one tells stories about you. The historians will write about the symposiums, the art, the ideas. They'll quote Plato, cite Socrates, praise democracy. But they won't write about the blood on the floor. They won't write about the children used as furniture. They won't write about how the most enlightened minds in the world turned pain into entertainment. But maybe, if someone is listening now, you can be remembered, not for your name, but for your truth, for what it felt like to live in the belly of a civilization that sang songs of justice while breaking your back, for what it meant to learn the difference between beauty and safety, for what it cost to keep smiling when the world didn't see you. You're still here. You're still breathing. And some nights, when you close your eyes, you still see the field, still hear the rain, still feel her hand on your head. Maybe that's enough. Maybe that's hope. Or maybe it's just memory, the last thing they haven't stolen yet.